doing all this business stuff and whatnot, and doing all this community work, we're not doing family work. You gotta really get in tune with really getting back to the family. Like, sit down with your family. You need the space, you need the time, and you need some food.
It ain't that hard to get family together.
Yeah, I'm just tryna run a checkup like a doctor. All of them are acting, need an Oscar. I just want a couple grand and make the family proud. I'm sick of penny pinching like a foster. I need some pension off these writtens. They always want a discount, but don't add on to.
Welcome to another edition of the Lead Your Lineage podcast.
You
Our
know
number
what
one
it
podcast
is.
for families seeking to end generational dysfunction. What's good, cuz?
Man, good, man. Everything okay, man. Learning, that's the part, man.
That was smooth.
Been working on everything myself, man. Instead of always saying, everything good, man, everything great. Keeping it 100. You know how it is as black man. Listen, black man, I really mean this, man. We gotta start keeping it 100, man. We gotta start telling people the truth. No, I ain't jumping in right in. I'm just being 100. We gotta tell each other the truth, man. You know, and everything it is. So, you know, right now, just working, bro. Just working hard, a little tired. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep pushing, man. You know, ain't nothing else to do, so I'm gonna keep pushing. You know, I ain't built to quit, and my mindset won't let me, man. And that's what I be thinking. I be always wondering, telling people, man, what makes you keep going? See, people saying they kids. What besides your kids? Then somebody say that, but what I want to hear is what makes you keep going from within, because all that is out. What makes you keep going within? Because you'll eventually feel like your kids gotta live without you eventually. Eventually that job would find somebody else. Eventually dies he die. But what's into you is gonna make you keep on going, God. That's what people gotta understand.
You know what?
For real.
Just starting to break down that question. If you're stating that someone's children or someone's spouse is an external factor of them keeping stagnant or keeping from being stagnant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keeping them moving.
No, I ain't saying that's keeping them from moving. That ain't what I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying no. Let me re-explain that. If you're saying you have to find something within that's not your children or your spouse, right? Is that what you're saying?
Invisible hand.
You got to find something from within that's not a human being. That's what you're saying, correct?
You got to find something. Why are you really going?
So that's if a person is not why you're going, that brings me to the discussion about ego. You have to have control of your ego.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying it like that because, truth be told, we all want something out of life.
Mm-hmm.
Some people want things to do evil with them. Some people want things to do good with them. That depends on the person's character and all the integrity, all this other stuff, right? But when you look at it, from the perspective you just gave, this thing from within, you have to be careful what is being planted subconsciously, which is within. So having some type of boundaries, some type of safety mechanism to make sure what you're taking in that may stick within is developing you to have a solid foundation of what that is for you. Now, how that ties into Lead Your Lineage, what I just explained. The podcast is centered around getting families back together. Because just said you have to find something that's bigger than the people you love to be able to keep you going. So when we look at that piece right there, as we always say, lead yourself so you can lead your lineage. So that speaks to the person that's watching this episode. Like, how are you going to pour into yourself so you can be that provisionist, that provider, that priestess, that person that whatever you have to show up to be in this world for your loved ones, what is that thing within that's not the person that's keeping you going? Is that what you're talking about?
Because what's you? What's going on? Because man, look, I can tell you this. All day long, man, you know, as a man providing, man, it can get tired.
Yeah, for sure.
Providing, making sure, and I feel like I'm responsible for my kids the 360 way. Education, financing, right now, financing for them in the future, by building the original people, by building the Lead Your Lineage, by building, by creating my book, by keep building Teron Shumpert Sr. So all of that is in play as well as people wants. Everybody got a want in life, even the kids. You know what I mean? They got wants, toys, events, programs they want to be in. Education, I pay for their education, so I'm buying books on a daily basis, all different types of education stuff. So all that being said, it's a lot of forces, the invisible hand, trying to become somebody in life all at the same time, because I got a son looking up to me every day. Trying to make sure I achieve these goals, taking him to BMG, taking him to my events, my pop-up shop, showing him I'm actually putting an effort in how to build businesses, successful businesses, you know. So all this pressure, and then being a man, being a husband. So it's other people's needs, my individual needs, and wants, my wants, and everybody individual wants. And can't forget, you still gotta be a father. I mean, a son, a brother, a friend, a cousin, and et cetera, man. And all of that sometimes, man, can get overbearing. So you'll feel like you're pushing everything away. And that's when it comes to truth, when everything's coming on bare and you can't hold everything and you just drop everything because you're not strong enough. What you gonna do to be like, man, I'm about to pick everything, all of this back up, and this time I'm gonna be strong. What you gonna do? How you gonna figure that out? That takes a lot of, like you said, it takes ego. It takes you saying I need help, being open. I need help. How can I achieve this step? Okay. Why am I not achieving this? Looking through the lens and really looking through yourself. Like, for example, man.
You gotta work with the ego.
Yeah, not just with the ego, with everything. With the ego, everything. Like, for example, man, working, you know, yeah, with the ego, even with working, like, I'm like, okay. You know, if I ever finish this, I ever finish that, but I can't finish a lot of stuff in time because I got a lot of pressure on me. Okay, let me go get a job to help me ease up this financial relief. You know, it's okay to go get a job, entrepreneur. It ain't gonna be too long. Go get a little part-time job to help you out so you can finish this book, or so you can finish this, or so you can help with the event, or so you know, so you can move even stronger. It's okay, you know, it's even with our situation right now, how we moved to a new studio. You know, it's okay. Everybody gotta understand. We gotta. In order to make things happen, you gotta move in your path. You gotta take the right steps forward, and sometimes you gotta take 10 steps back to get a jump start. Sometimes you like, hey, I know how to get over this. This gap, jumpers do it all the time. This gap is too. I come walk to the bridge. You see how far the bridge is from the next edge. You examine it, and you take a couple steps back, and you run forward, and you jump over. It's the same thing with life. You know what I mean? So you that's what I'm learning how to do it, man. Learning how everything's going on. I need money now. I need money in the future. I need to learn how to control my emotions so I can teach my son how to control his emotions now. I need to make sure he's good in the future, and many more things. I need to learn how to control my emotions now. learn how to be this and that, so I could become a better father, a better husband. You know, and not even just with emotion. I'm just using that because that's about my head. Because I'm definitely because my son. That's why I use that with my son. Because my son, I'm working on his emotions. I want that to be clear. You know what I mean? I'm helping my son get better on his emotions, and and I'm always a big figure on. Don't look at my son. Look at myself. Why is my son going through emotions? He's built with me, my DNA. What's going on? Help him out. That's how I look at it as. That's why I'm saying emotions. That's why the first thing popped in my head was emotions. Because I'm helping my son. I'm looking at it like on a different perspective. He built with me. He built with his mama. I know his mama. I know myself. I know how to help. So, you know, so I'm big on that. I'm big on always everything. That's what I'm saying. Everything, when you really look at everything in life, when you really look at it, you look at yourself back to back, and you get farther, man. For real, man. And that goes with dropping your ego. Really know what mistakes you are, manning up to the mistakes. Yeah. When everything falls, what's gonna be getting you to pick you up? You know what's for me? I say that it's that motor in me, that motor that ticks and ticks and ticks. But what happens when it don't tick? How do you get it back ticking when it got a lot of rust on it, or it breaks, or it chips? What is it?
Rest.
No, people, no, it's not even rest. Because when you let it rest, how about if you get too much rust? Some people let it rest and they get rusted up and they never go back at it again. You gotta always keep it chirping.
You gotta figure out. I hear you.
What you gotta do is you gotta figure out what you really it's in you or it's not in you. To be honest, man, you gotta understand that destiny is this is what you gotta do. This is what I've been practicing, in my opinion. This is what you gotta do. This is what I've been doing. I've been living in the present moment. Like I told you, cuz off camera. I've been living in the present moment. You look back at your past, dang, I should have made this. I should have made this. I look in the future. You look in the future, oh man, I should be here. Or I want to be there, man. I got to do all this and do all that. But if you look in the present, it tells you everything, bro. So I live in the present moment. Okay, I know I want to get to the, I know I want to pick up all this stuff right now, but I dropped it. I'm weak. Why am I weak? Why did I drop all these responsibilities, all of these handles and angles of life I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis? What made me drop these? What songs can I need to pick up right now that give me motivation so I can have all of them instead of oh man, you pick up all of them at once. Oh man, I need this one right now. I need to be a daddy all day. You know what I mean? I need to be a husband all day. Picking up those. So then you get to realize a lot of these stresses you don't even need to pick up again. You be like, damn, why the hell is I holding that on? So it's really what I've been working on. I'm talking to myself. I've been looking at the present moment, being grateful. A lot of people where I come from, a lot of people don't get to make it here. Don't compare yourself though, but be grateful who you are. I wouldn't imagine to be here. Be happy.
I went to go.
They keep taking. They asked me though. Let me tell them what would keep me going real quick.
Drink some water, cuz. Drink some water.
Yeah, what keep me going, cuz. What keep me going, cuz.
You on fire.
What keep me going, cuz. And they say this might sound crazy. But what keep me going, cuz, is this. You know, man, that's how you know. You remember that episode you said, I'll be on fire when I need to drink some water and I don't drink it.
Yeah, drink some water. You sounded like Barry White over there.
But no.
Drink water.
Well, man, yeah, man. I just ain't thirsty though. You know what I mean?
Need it though.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
man. But what keeps me going though, cuz, man, is knowing that the present moment that I'm living right now is because of my action I made yesterday.
Yeah.
The present moment I'm living right now is destined to live right here. Time doesn't exist. The world really is all this in your mind, imagination in your mind. So I'm understanding that. And I'm getting the grasp of thinking like this. Instead of saying, where I could be, what message do I supposed to be learning for myself right now that I put myself in this present moment? In this present moment, what do I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to be learning? Whether anything has happened bad in life, whether you lost your job, whether you're starting to figure out you need more money, whether you lost your car, whether you're doing even positive in life, you're always supposed to stop. Even if you get a new car, even when you get a new house and you start being successful, always think and be like, what I'm supposed to learn at the present moment right now. And that's why I look at life. I look at it as what I'm supposed to learn at the present moment right now. And understand, hey, I'm putting this work in today. I know tomorrow and the next day and the next day it may not show up, but it's going to show up someday in the future because I put the work in today. I can't worry about, I can't be like, I'm going to put this reel in and it's going to blow up tomorrow. No, I'm probably going to blow up tomorrow. Probably don't. But one day, how about if it blow up in a year or 2 or 3? You know? And you put that work in 2-3 years ago. And people just now coming in, you gotta put that work, bro. You just gotta understand that when you're in the present moment, you are doing something about it. And that's how I feel about it. When I did drop everything, I realized that at the present moment, I am doing something about it. I'm in the works of picking everything up. I'm probably picking everything up one by one and looking at what's most importantly, but I am in the present moment picking up everything. Going in the present moment.
That's being present where your feet are. That's extremely important. That's something that I've to be transparent. That's something I've overlooked over my years here on Earth. Being too concentrated and too focused in the future, on the future, being able to just not express gratitude for the present, like you said. Being grateful for the things that happened in the past that got you to this moment right now, and just being internally grateful for where we are currently and how we got here. I might have been talking to you. I was talking to somebody. And I was like, we wouldn't if we took a step back and just rested where we were right now, and turned around and looked back to see where we came from, we wouldn't want to go back there. I don't know. Personally, I'm not around many people that would want to go back there. That are in my age group. There's some elders that they you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You know, like they 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Like, yeah, they absolutely they want to go back there. Yeah, like I got youth. That's something that I would say if you're in that age group, in that what they call millennial age group, right? Be grateful for where you came from. Because I'm certain 90% of the people that I'm personally around or personally communicate with on a weekly basis that are in that millennial age group, they wouldn't want to go back to where they were.
Nope.
They wouldn't at all. They would not want to. So just be grateful. Be grateful. Well, that's the key to your success right now, in this moment. Being grateful.
And a lot of people, how do you be grateful? Be grateful. I remember about 2-3 years ago. I remember they impounded my car. You remember about 2-3 years ago, man? Cuz was like, man, why you all happy and all that about it, man? And at the moment I was telling Cuz, man, you know what? I got another car, cuz. I mean, shit, I got a whole nother car that's paid for. They took a car that I was gonna have to get rid of anyway. My wife's pregnant. They just made me fix my Jeep. They made me spend all my money that I had on my Jeep, you know, because I had the money, man. I just wasn't trying to pay it at their time, at their moment. And then recently, in just living life, people be like, even when I'm late on the bill, you know what I was saying the other day? I'm glad to be late on the bill. To even have a bill. To be late on time, don't matter, bro. Just to have a bill is cool. And to be able to afford that bill, whether it's late or on time, I still paid it. Be at the present moment, man. Fuck them people. Them people ain't about to hurry up and come turn off my lights. They know I'm gonna hurry up. And that's not the bill. I'm just using that for example. Damn, people ain't gonna hurry up and turn off my lights. These people, you know, we gotta start thinking like that. People be like, how can I be happy at the present moment when my light's about to get turned off, when ain't no water? Just be happy that shit you gotta sell. Or even if you get kicked out and it's time for you and you out there in the streets, and just be happy that you got a life to live, and you can do something at the present moment about it. Have the right mind, have the right projective. Be happy that you got the right mind and the right physical health, if you do, and you can do something about it. Even if you're going down with health, it's something you can do about it. So be at the present moment. Don't be crying like, oh man, it's fucked up. Look, you did that in the past. You did that. Even though if it was a second ago, you did that shit in the past. Start thinking, well, hey, I'm here now.
Yeah.
What can I do differently?
Yeah.
I'm here now.
It's real. We are here.
It's nothing else to do.
Where we gonna go? Where we gonna go but up, you know? Let me ask you this, cuz. We're about to segue into something philosophical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think philosophy. If you ruled the world, what's one thing you would change?
Rulership. I feel like, for instance, man, we have to, everybody, I would break the world up to more to try, I guess. But we also could be one by break it down to more tries. For instance, man, we are listening to people we never met. President, I never met Trump, bro. I never shook his hand. We got senators and senates and people in all three of the branches of the government, all three of the branches of the local governments that we don't see on a local basis. That's one thing I would change. That people in power would have to be local people. Would have to be people you can touch, even if they have guards around them because people trying to kill them. But still, it's people who you know, who you grew up with, who somebody know. I don't know Donald Obama. None of these presidents real people.
So to summarize what you're saying, I'm hearing you say you gotta
be more family oriented, I guess.
You gotta be in charge of your territory.
Yeah, you gotta be in charge of the people, your family, and the people who your family around in your city and all that. Y'all be more that. If I was stuff out of the world, man, all this greed is stupid, bro. Just get what you need. You know how much land it is on this earth? You know how much food it is? Everybody will be responsible. Look, you're responsible to grow your own stuff. You know what? That's another thing. We have to pay people, for instance, this is how we can help. This is one idea. I don't know how much it'll work, but this is one idea just coming off the dome.
Just talking about a philosophy.
People, like, say for instance, you in your soil, your area, you grow real good apples and oranges, right? Mm-hmm. So you sign a paper where your money is apple or oranges. So everywhere you go, you have to pay for it with apples or oranges. You know what I mean? You see what I mean? Instead of saying you have to make money. So now you own however much money you want. Now you can get, everybody can get all this abundance. We don't need all the abundance stuff, man. Now I be in charge of this area. He don't know. He do good with raising cattle and all that for the fertilizer and stuff to help keep growing this stuff. So I help raise the cows and all of that for the fertilizer and all that to help the plants and die. And for people who eat meat and die. But I keep it, and that's how I pay for things. Oh, okay. He don't want to do that. He don't want to do that. Okay. So he pay people who don't want to own farms, don't want to own nothing. Okay, entrepreneurs. This is what he do it. I make shirts. I pay for everything with shirts. You know what I mean? Oh, he don't want to be an entrepreneur. He don't want to do this. He just want to be a regular person. Instead of you pay with your hands. You pay with your hands. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. The farmer, he needs some help. You want some apples? Oh, okay. I need some help real quick. Oh, you want this shirt? I need some help real quick.
So you're talking about like a worldwide barter system?
Yeah, bro. See, you play with your hands, a tray. You see what I mean? Like, hey, bro, I want you to cook a meal for me, but I have nothing for you to do. Oh, okay. I got something for you to do. I done cooked all day, man. Can you go clean them dishes or do this for me, and I give you a meal? You know what I mean? If somebody who want to be regular people, you know what I mean? Quote unquote regular people. Instead of working for these big ass companies all day, sweating and Hey, oh, you want 10, 20 apples for your family, but you ain't got no, you want to be a regular person? Come and work on my apple tree real quick. Come and help me do this real quick. I got a job for you. And that way, people always be working. People have different trades. You never know. And then that start getting people to want to do something. You never know. People like, man, every time I work for the apple tree, that's not bad. I wouldn't mind owning an apple tree company. I can get me some land and I can do, you never know, man. I'm telling you, cuz.
Worldwide barter system.
Man,
I ain't that.
Man, barter system, however you want to call it, man. I call it the hands, entrepreneur, farmer, whatever you want to be. Economic system, man. I call it, you know what I really call it? Living fucking life.
The living life system.
The living life system.
I like that.
That shit is simple.
I like that.
Simple life. The simple damn life, man. No Paris Hilton. The simple life.
That's what I would do. Answer that same question. I answered it a different way when I got asked this question earlier today.
Yeah.
I said, this is not my answer, by the way. I said earlier I would make everybody in the world be vegan. I'm changing my answer now, though.
Yeah.
I had this is a really good question for like when you kick me with your people saying y'all want to talk about some real shit.
Yeah.
It's a really good question to ask to get some conversation going, to see where they at, like mentally and philosophically where they at. You said vegan earlier or plant based or whatever. Now I would venture off to say I would want the entire world to live in a tropical climate. I want the entire world to live in a tropical climate. We can't live in cold environments. That would be my recommendation. If I rule the world, we cannot live in cold environments when it's cold. In the wintertime, we're gonna let winter be winter. We're not gonna disrupt winter. We're gonna migrate. So yeah, that's what it really is. We will migrate like the animals. When the animals migrate in the wintertime, they move down south, we do the same thing. That's what we don't do. And the reason why that is, like a lot of people in the northern regions of the U.S. specifically, people that look like us, we get a lot of seasonal depression because the sun's not out, the sky is gray. We really got to sit with ourselves for real. But nobody really want to sit with themselves in the winter time. We'll try to stay cold. Stay warm. Or what if you just took that whole situation away and you can just be warm all the time? You don't have to, oh, dang, I ain't got no food to eat. Well, you can, if you live in a tropical climate, you can just go outside and get some food off the tree.
Well, you know, they sound, you know why that stuff, you know, they got a whole tree, America, we saw a whole laws against that, man. Like, legit. I forgot what year it was, but you can look against that. That's why it's no female trees. You know how I kept asking you, the world, trying to figure out what happened? They signed it because they signed some laws that they took away all because they wanted more people to go grocery shopping at the end of the day. That's why.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at that at all.
Think about it, because it was food everywhere. No matter who. Well, it was supposed to be the code. Yeah, it was, you know, it is will die off the code. These plants do die off the code. But I'm just saying, man, like, we used to have berries and stuff, man. I don't think they don't have nothing.
We the only species. I think we the only species that don't migrate like today. We don't hibernate or migrate. And it's like all the other species on Earth do. It's like, wow, like what we doing? So this is my thought about that. We've talked about this on plenty of occasions, like all on camera and off camera, about like aligning our own individual lives with nature as much as possible. Like going with the circadian rhythm, eating when the sun is up and down, plant like gardening, farming, stuff like we mentioned these things, right? Why don't we just move when the weather moves? And I think that solves a lot of seasonal depression. I think that
get people juices going too, because they're not seeing the same shit every day.
It create you don't get comfortable.
And speaking of
in one
that,
place.
You leave, cuz let them know about you. How was your visit, man? Cuz went out of town.
Oh yeah, I was on a retreat, and I ain't gonna touch too much on it. But it was definitely transformational. It was restorative. It was relaxing, and it was revolutionary as well. Just to get away and be in the space with like-minded brothers that needed to retreat from the real world as well. Just being out of the way. I turned my phone off. I had to pay a bill on Saturday. So I turned it on and paid a bill. But outside of that, I was disconnected from my phone, and it was
the disconnection felt good.
Yeah, absolutely. Now coming back, it was like, oh shit, I got a lot of shit to do. But I wouldn't change it for the world. And it was that's what was needed. It's been a while since I was able to just like have the quote unquote vacation. I definitely needed that. It was retreat, vacation, But it was right on time and knew what was needed. All the brothers that were there, we all took something away from that. It was a couple of young guys that were there too. One was 12 and the other one was like 17 or 18. And we were able to pour into them, those young brothers, and they poured into us too by just being there. So the conversations we were having, we didn't get those when we were their age. Talking about the brothers in there, and also the majority of the people I'm around too, didn't have any of those type of conversations. So just being able to hear that and see that from their perspective, and just observing them, soaking all that in was magical. Then the young brother, the 12-year-old, he said at the end of the retreat, he had a moment to speak, and he said he was proud of like all the men for showing up. And I said, I got super emotional. It was like my eyes teared up. I was like, oh man, they done cut the onions on the brother. But man, that made my heart so warm. Hearing him say that, man, Yeah.
Treat, man, it was revolutionary. Just being able to get away from the city. That was extremely important. Being out in nature, and I'm talking about when we were walking from one spot to the next spot at night, all you had was the stars. That's all you could see was the stars.
Man,
I could do this. If I did this, I couldn't see my hand in front of me. That's how dark it was. And I'm like, damn, okay. Two things came across my mind. I was like, damn, all right, I'm over here walking. And all these animals out here looking at me walking. They can see me and I can't see them. Well, three things. That was one. All these animals out here looking at me. I think the most dangerous thing that was out there was probably like a bobcat, for real.
That's dangerous enough.
Yeah, so I'm like, I could take my chances with bobcat. I ain't tripping. It was a group of us, though. We weren't going out there on no solo mission. You know what we look like. You feel me? So it was a group of about we was in that thing deep. So I was like, all right, cool, we can do that. Second thing was like feeling my eyes adjust to the darkness. Like actually feeling everything like on my physical body adjust. It's like, oh, okay, this is a new experience. And then thirdly, just thinking about, man, our ancestors had to navigate this type of territory all across this country to get to freedom. At night when they couldn't see they couldn't see what's going on in front of their face. They couldn't see that. And they had to navigate the terrain. They had to make all of that make sense for them. It wasn't no paved roads.
Crazy.
So like, hey, I'm out here in the wilderness. Nature's out here too. And I got people looking for me, looking to get me back. And I just want to be free. It gave me a new appreciation for the darkness. Something I have taken for granted, the darkness. I've let other people instill fear of me of the darkness, instill fear of the darkness in me. I'm not scared of the darkness anymore. I am truly a changed man from just having that walk from the rec facility or the meetings facility to the cabin. Just that walk alone changed me. And gave me a new appreciation on life. So I'm talking about you could see all the stars could be viewed. No light pollution. When you see it, when you saw an airplane, you could like hear the actual airplane. That thing a mile in the air, you could actually hear it. And
what you mean? We don't hear airplanes like we think we hear it.
Nah, we don't. We can hear them though.
Yeah,
but there's no noise pollution. It's literally nature. And that's it. Like all the sounds you hear are literally natural sounds. Birds chirping, insects chirping.
Is that your first time being in nature like that, for real? You didn't go camping with Tip and us like that? You didn't go camping with us?
No, I didn't. I've been in nature like that before, but just in that type of environment, at night, walking around. And every time I went like to things like that, I was pretty much with the youth group or for like some sports stuff. Yeah. So it wasn't just me walking around just to walk around. I was like an adult without having like some type of responsibility or something. You know what I mean? I could have been out there all night and been cool. I didn't have anything I needed to get to the next day.
if that makes sense.
I know what you mean. So free.
Yeah, for sure. So
free from, because we still slaves, low
key. Yeah, but that whole experience, man, it really gave me a whole new appreciation, and it really changed me. Then we had a conversation centered around sex and sexual health amongst men. Talked about how our relationships with women have shaped us, our relationships with our fathers or lack thereof shaped how we've navigated sex as an adult. Talked about trauma caused by previous interactions or lack thereof. Talked about STIs and all that stuff as well, of course. How to practice safe sex consensually on both sides, men and women. It was just a super transparent and vulnerable conversation around brothers that could just be real. Everybody came to that space with an open mind and open heart, ready to heal and help if need be. Like everybody had their listening ears on them, just to hear the stories of other brothers and how they're navigating what's going on here. This is how I dealt with this. Brothers was asking questions. Hey, bro, I got this going on. Hey, I'm married or I'm about to get married. How y'all brothers navigated this? Hey, y'all came from this, now I'm on this. It was just a lot of those transparent conversations. It was a true brotherhood that was built during that conversation. That's when I think the group got locked in. It was like 20, 30 of us. I think that conversation really locked everybody in for real. I'm like, damn, we can come in here and really talk about this like taboo conversation that nobody really want to have.
Yeah, like we had last conversation. Man, when you ask us how we doing, we can be doing horrible. We don't even tell our main guy, hey, we doing good, bro. I ain't got nothing to complain about. You got everything to complain about.
Oh, I'm complaining.
Yeah.
If I got something to complain, I'm complaining. Complainers live longer. You can look that up too. Google that. People that complain live longer. I learned that in therapy. So, hey, look, I ain't holding nothing in, cuz. I ain't holding nothing in. But you don't tell everybody and everything, though. Yeah. But don't hold nothing in.
To be in that environment, I know that was great, cuz.
Hell yeah.
To be in a different environment, to be in that environment, it even makes it even more different, because normally you in new territory, your body is shaking, but probably to have somebody know y'all closer, probably it just made it different. You know what I mean? I know you had a great time.
Oh yeah, I do. We gotta get you out there next time. Gonna get you out there too. There's some other brothers too, man. And just going back to conversation we had previously about the performative state of men, but all men, not just black men, just men in general, how we have to perform, and how we were born into that system where we have to perform. It was refreshing and restorative just to get away and not having to perform because of others' expectations of you. Yeah. So that was liberating in its own right. So I'm super happy to have that experience, and I want to share that with other brothers in the future as well. So yeah, that was powerful.
I had a little speaking this weekend that something sparked me, man. I had a little spark in my mind.
Talk to me.
Man, I thought, man, we be sleeping on the elders, man. I want to go party with the elders, man. They might got something on us.
Oh no, they do. They've been doing it. They created
party,
it,
bro.
They have the juke joints.
We the ones who don't party. We the ones who get together, look at each other funny, and don't dance.
Yeah, it's lame.
Dance, bro.
That's why I'm going to parties like that. They be hella lame.
Old folks dance, and they said they been dancing. They was like, "Oh, fun, honey. We always dance. Everybody dance." I'm talking about the dude who I thought he wasn't speaking or nothing, but he got up and tried to do a little dance. I said, "Oh, he ain't playing, man. Yeah, for real."
I love
the
it.
old lady, she couldn't walk, but she got the struttering and that little electric chair.
She was hitting the shoulders.
Man, she was hitting the electric chair instead of the electric slide. She was in that bitch. Hey,
man.
Never
that's good.
Man,
that's good. That's a good one.
Cause they was in
That's
there
a neat
partying, man.
Yeah.
They was partying, cause when I tell you they was partying, man, I was like, man, you know what, man, we gotta start doing out for. That's why I like being part of BMG, man. We gotta start. Cause you know BMG look out for you, elders to the youngsters to the everybody in between, man. But I was thinking, man, a lot of times we do sleep on the elders, man. You know what the elder? You know how many stories? You know them stories elders was telling me about stuff that they don't talk about. They was telling me all the stuff that they don't talk about. They didn't make it into history. That they be talking about.
Yep.
The feelings that people was going through. The actual think about how much stuff that be going on in today's times that don't actually make it to the news. That's not gonna actually make it to the book. But we know, but they don't. You know, the people who actually gonna be reading it don't. Said, man, the elders was telling me so much about life, man. About how just that area was. When that area first came up, he was like, yeah, man, I've been over here, man. He was telling me, yeah, it was a lot of black folks that lived over here at first. He said they was having businesses and all type of stuff. I said, for real? Yeah. I said, what happened? He said, the white people came and bought them up. I said, why did they lie? He said, black folks was just selling it because, you know, we ain't never had money before. And they was coming up there with all that money and black folks was buying it. Then they would live and go move out of town, then have to come back and all type of stuff. I was just learning so much about how, what's that called that? What's that called? We're seeing it right now in our own turn, especially out east. How they buying out east and they trying to make it up.
We're talking about gentrification.
Gentrification, yeah. We seeing it ourselves. We are seeing it, but to hear it, them they already saw it and see, and now they seeing it again. But for to hear it to somebody who actually knows what I'm seeing, the end of what I'm seeing, it's like wow. You know, they actually know the end of this tunnel that we going through. We going through this same tunnel. It probably is a different era, probably a different, but different ways of things. But it's the same tunnel that's gonna end the same direct way. Like man, we gotta buy the
real estate.
Bro, man, man,
that's literally that simple.
Yeah, man.
We gotta own it and buy it.
We gotta stop selling it. We gotta keep it in
that
our
too.
families.
Yeah.
That's what he was talking about. A lot of people wasn't keeping it. He was saying everybody was just selling it. Whether it was their grandmas, whether it was theirs, nobody was keeping nothing. Everybody was selling out. You know, that was a big thing I learned from him, man. And I feel like, man, that was just a learning experience, man. Sitting down with the old folks partying, talking about Juneteenth and being a father and how it is being a father. Dude's son came up there, was partying with him. Just seeing like, man, that's just dope. That's just dope.
Yeah, look, if you listen to this episode and watching this, that's what's up. That's what's up. And yeah, family, if you listen to this, if you got your elders in your life, go sit down and talk to them. Ask them how it was growing up and what changes did they see.
What was going on that didn't hit the news? Ask them.
Yep.
You'll be surprised what they didn't put in the book.
Every elder is a book. Every elder is a book that we can learn something from. Every single one.
That's a good one to end it on.
Every elder is a book. Go sit down and go sit at their feet and learn something. Absolutely. I love you, cuz. Hey man, we
go home and eat and watch this Pacers game.
Also, they play tonight.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, we got some work to do for sure. Man, hey man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of Lead Your Lineage. As we always say, lead yourself so you can lead your lineage. We'll see y'all next time. Peace. I gotta get this